process yourselves.
What is it?
If there's anything I like among Nigerian youths of today is the fact, say, you know, if you chance them, see the way that they protest everywhere. This youth where we get this dispensation, you know, if you sweep them under gutter or under rug, oh, you can't. Anyway, let's come home to today's conversation. This is a multifaceted conversation spanning from statistics to when the statistics are against you to how to deal with your exes. So let us start first of all with the two nurses that Kpaid abroad, two Nigerian nurses, one Kpaid in the UK and one Kpaid in the US. Although the UK and the US are relatively safer than Nigeria, if those two women were back home in Nigeria, they probably would still be alive. I want to open up gunning for those statistics. If you go to Google and you type unprotected benching, with someone living with HIV, if you type the percentage of getting HIV with unprotected benching, it is 0.08. That's statistics. Those are the figures. Meaning, if trade with style is HIV positive and has intercourse, let me look for somebody here that is a female. Let me look for somebody that is watching me today that is a female. With Delia Norma, the chances of her getting the disease is a little above 2% for women and 0.8% for men. I want us to talk and I want us to discuss this because this just reinforces a belief of mine that I've always shared. Sister, how are you doing? I'm live. Once I'm done, I'll give you a call. All right, God bless you. So, what am I trying to say in essence? Now, let us zone in. There are people who have had one contact with one person who has the virus. And just in that one contact, they contracted it. Meanwhile, statistically, you have less than 1% chance. You don't know what 1% is. Meaning, if you had 100 encounters, out of the 100 encounters, you can only have it once. So, meaning you have to have it 100 times to be able to catch one shot at it. But what if your one shot is that number one? Then the remaining 99 times would have been free. But you've already caught it. What am I trying to say with this? You see, sometimes your destiny is tied to Nigeria. Now you know here what. And sometimes your destiny is tied abroad, but you know one here. If those two women were back home in Nigeria, they'll still be alive. 100%. So when you are running away from Nigeria, you have to do a lot of self-evaluation instead of just jumping with the bandwagon. Because so many families are fractured, so many marriages are destroyed simply because you are copying your next door neighbor. We are copy. And if there's anything you know about me, you will know say I no be copy. Anywhere we enter now, we first start them, or we're among the first 10 we start them. When I went to university and I went to secondary school, nobody thought of broadcasting as a career. Everybody wanted to be engineers, lawyers, doctors. I took a route no one in my set in secondary school, and I'm talking about 200 people, not one person took that route. So I know they copy people. Somebody say, what does abroad have to do with that? Your luck might not be abroad. Abroad has a lot to do with it. Because they say the one way they USA, now on top cats, they buy them. Nobody go buy you on top cats for Nigeria. Abroad, people get their own madness. So. Abroad, people don't get their own madness. So don't think that abroad is okay. Sometimes, both of those girls will be better off in Nigeria. You don't want to, you see, the problem is the person saying they are confused. You are confused because you don't want to think. If any day you want to think, you will not be confused. Let me ask you a question. Those two nurses, if they were in Nigeria, would they be alive or not? Just answer a simple question, a yes or no question. It doesn't have to, we have to. If those two girls, if they came back to Nigeria a month ago and stayed till today, would they be alive or not? The pride. Where in Nigeria are people buying every day? Where? Why using the statistics of northern Nigeria to generalize the whole of Nigeria? Someone said they'll be alive but poor. Who said? I'm not poor. I might not be rich. I'm not poor. And I'm alive. And there are many people in Nigeria today who are alive and not poor. Someone said they will have used them for rituals. Have they used me or my children for rituals? They say people are buying every day. Where? You see, you are reading the news. You are isolated. You are reading incidents that it is impossible to talk to people that refuse to think. It is impossible to talk. Did Bongoli not come to Nigeria from America? He did not even stay. He said he didn't want to stay in the center. He wanted to stay where there was no light so he can experience the no light. Bongoli was in Nigeria for over a month. Why they not buy him? Someone said they could buy of accident. How many people have died of you? My father and mother came from Ado-Ekiti to Lagos, spent the weekend with us, and went back to Ado-Ekiti. You talk like, I suppose enter this phone, tear you slap for that nonsense where you talk. Like there's no accident abroad. Like there's no accident abroad. I don't know how people think this thing. I say, it's like you people just sit down and then you go into your brain and you sign out. It's like you just sign out. So my question is, would they have been alive? If those two girls had come back to Nigeria, would they have been alive? Just answer me. That small question we're asked. You see, when you say people they buy for Nigeria, we where they here will not buy. And they say people they survive abroad, but those two girls go there, they buy. What I'm trying to deduce from this is just that you have logged out. Can you all log back into your brains now? Can you all log back into your brains now? Just enter the email address used to create your brain cloud. And oh yeah, type the email address. Now put your password. Put your password. Enter your password. Now click sign in. I'm going to give you some time because some of you it takes a while for you to be able to sign into your brain. So just sign in. Just don't rush. No rush. Okay, so you have now finally signed into your brain. Can you now think? What I'm trying to deduce, because sometimes your brain is working, but when information enters it, it short circuits and shuts down and logs you out. So you might have to sign in again. Because we are in 2025, you are still using Pentium 5 brain. Your iOS is still Windows 10. So once you have signed into your brain, now can I talk? I am not saying abroad is better than Nigeria or abroad is safer than Nigeria. What I'm trying to say, in essence, is for certain individuals, Nigeria will favor you more than abroad. It might be a smaller percentage. Maybe abroad will favor 80%, but there's that 20% that abroad will not favor. And you might be in that 20%. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or should I wait for you to log out of your brain, clear your brain cache, and log back in? I have food here, so I can be eating while you're doing that. Some of you need to clear the cache of your brain. I did hear the chopper for. Yeah, for the hot. Good evening, Chichi. Welcome. Have you heard? Someone said 24 years old in Nigeria is not independent, but 24 years old abroad is independent. Me, when I was 24 years old, I was independent too. Once again, it's all about you. It's all about you. Now, you people are saying that she went to sleep around. Please let us not judge somebody. Some of you have logged out of your brain. I don't remember the password, so your own is on another level. Somebody say they eat, they talk to bad man. Tell me say make you no get food. Or na me say make you no fit talk. I want open Dr. Pepper self now. They drink Dr. Pepper, they chop. You see, it all depends on what you are looking for. That independence that you are independent at 24 and your mates are independent at 31. I hope you're able to achieve more on the long run. Bring it, I'll pour it. Yeah, help me open it. Nigeria has a lot of problems, don't get me wrong, and I'm not going to try to commonize the suffering. Dr. Pepper always smells different. Are you a Dr. Pepper fan? You've never had Dr. Pepper before? You know, I always get imported drinks. They're very expensive. This is 4K Dr. Pepper. My daughter says she has never drank Dr. Pepper before. That's embarrassing. Yeah, sky some.
Thank you.
It's nice, Abby. It's like cherry coke. But it just has its own flavor. We used to have it in Nigeria as a kid. This is the diet version. Dr. Pepper Zero. I just read today that Warren Buffett drinks 5 bottles of Coke a day and is 94 years old. And is the only person that has consistently been on the top 10 richest people list for the last 40 years. It's zero sugar now, so be resting. So can I come back home now? Welcome, welcome everybody. So if this lady had been living in Nigeria, she probably would still have been alive. And that is a small part of the lesson there. Some of you in Nigeria need to be abroad, and some of you abroad need to be back home. Some of you abroad are afraid to take the decision because of the reports. And yes, the reports can be scary. And some of you that are in Nigeria that need to be abroad have not gathered your papers together or your documents, or you have visa issues or whatever it is, and you can't travel. Understandably. But you see, I want you to walk away with something from me today. If there's anything my story will teach you, is that your destiny is not wired. Your destiny is not wired to anybody's destiny. My great-grandfather was a babalao. My grandfather was a diamond miner. My father was a doctor. And I am a broadcaster. None of us share the same destiny. My great-grandfather na babalao. The pikin wey him born na diamond merchant. My own papa na medical doctor trained in Romania. Me, I be broadcaster. 4 generations of men, none have the same, how do I put it? None of them have the same destiny. So if I stay because my father went to school abroad, my great-grandfather did not go to any school. My grandfather did not go to any school. My father from nowhere went to university abroad. And me, I went to university in Nigeria. Our destiny not tie. Our destiny not tie. Who are these people calling me? Hello? Caller wants me to pay for this call. I don't want to pay for any call, though. You want to call me and you want me to pay for the call. Are you ever bad? You are calling me, phone ring, I pick up. They say the caller wants me to pay for this call. Ah, make I dey here, they chop my effort. Caller wants me to pay for this call. Caller ni. Caller olóòtú ni. Ah, ẹ máa bá mi wo nǹkan. Èmi dey hot. So, always remember that your destiny is not tied to anybody's destiny. Sometimes that abroad where everybody dey rush go, you go rush go your own. E no go favor you. Omo, and I for pick that call. I don't know who it be. Finish your food before making this filming, man. Not a good example. E no go better for your papa. Emeka Olisa. Be like saying na Olisa be your papa. E no go better for Olisa. Olisa oni soriri. Olisa oni jere omo. Come and collect rapture. Whether you are paying me to do the live, you will come and tell me today. Whether you are paying me to do the live, there is no sugar in Dr. Pepper. It's Dr. Pepper Zero. Brother, log back into your brain now. Log back in. You should have cleared the cache by now. You cannot see the zero. You leave your parents at home and be looking for role model online. God will bless you. Someone say, why they abuse the guy? If the guy gets sense, no go talk with him talk. You are not paying me to come and watch me live. I'm here educating you. And you are quarreling with somebody that is educating you for free. Buy my money gun, you will not buy. It's the free one that you want. Anyway, so the first lesson is, someone say, how can you call yourself pastor and be abusing your fans? Paul, Galatians chapter 3, if you read from verse 1, O foolish Galatians, who has bewitched you? Paul said, cursing fans. Christ, Matthew 23, from beginning to the end, shake pay for all the teachers of religion. When people not get sense, I do not believe in not scolding them so that they can have sense. I'm going to say that if he's no longer drink Prime, one guy go buy me 2 cartons of Prime, Manio. I be 4-5 cartons of Prime. I drink. I don't want to see Prime again for my life. I drink sote. I give my neighbors' children. They drink. My staff drink. Baba, all of us tire for Prime. Omo. So, lesson number 1. Your destiny is not tied to anybody's destiny. Some people, their destiny they tied for London. Some people, their destiny they tied for Chicago, Canada. Some people, their destiny tied for Paris. The deeper you study yourself, the first book you study in this life is yourself. You learn your wickedness. So I say wickedness. You learn your weakness and you learn your strengths. And you work against your weakness towards your strengths. For instance, if you have a weakness, you are not a morning person. You don't wake up in the morning. You don't function well in the morning. You should not go into anything that requires you waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning. You can go into it for a while, but you should not allow it to direct your life because you are functioning at a time belt that is not your premium belt. Maybe you are a midday person, or maybe you're a night owl. What do you function in best? Maybe you are meant to be an employee. The biggest risk you will take in this life is starting a business. The easiest way to go bankrupt is through a business. You see, this watch, they will say it will lose value. That car, they will say the moment you drive it off the parking lot, you've lost 30%. But if you drive it back the next day, maybe you still have the 70%. Abi mo parọ́ ni. Ṣé I lie? The problem with business is you will open that business, it will finish everything you have. You will go and borrow more. You will sink it inside that business, and then the business will still fold. And you have nothing to show for it. Some will not even get the knowledge or experience from that business to take run another business because they don't lost everything inside. Then they go back to employment. Someone said, I don't think individual destiny is tied to a specific location. You can be in Nigeria or abroad and still buy the same day, irrespective of location. Total BS. Total BS. What buyed the girl? The American one was fighting over cat. Who go follow you fight cat for Nigeria? As in cat, really. For Nigeria, they go follow you fight cat. The UK girl was celebrating birthday. Her ex-boyfriend showed up. Her ex-boyfriend is in the UK. If she was in Nigeria celebrating her birthday, will her ex-boyfriend come from the UK to Nigeria and be able to go to her house when she's with the new man that she's with? Make una dey think. I log into your brain. Log back in. Log back in. In fact, I not talk again. I want chop now because una don't decide. Say una no one log into your brain. I'm not gonna say a word again until people are fully logged back in. Person wey in boyfriend buy, in boyfriend wey dey stay London buy am. You say if you dey Nigeria for still buy. How? Now you won't buy am. The American one go fight over pussycat. Who want follow and fight on top that one for Nigeria? Look at the reason well though. Have you guys log back in? Should I leave the food and continue or should I be eating? Because I left the profitable venture of my food. The pride said it's not about location. The pride, you have not been on your brain today. My sister, no vex. Log in. Or in fact, the Wi-Fi where your brain they use. Off am, on am, power cycle am. You have not been. Is it that your brain is sending messages and your hand that are typing are not receiving the messages, or your brain is not working? How is it not about the location? Please, okay, explain it to me. Make it make sense to me. I'm reading. Make it make sense to me. Go and sleep. If you sleep, wake up. Then maybe your brain feel rebuilt. As a matter of fact, since una brain no one work, mo just imagine say we dey primary school, I don't go bring cane for una. Now wetin I go chop today be this. Me, I go chop this goat meat. Una go chop cane. Shey you don gree now. So make your brain work. Now, let us talk about the girl wey kpai on top pussycat. Goat leg is the sweetest part of goat. So juicy. Ever since I became a vegetarian, my life has never been the same again. Being a vegetarian is very good, though. Someone said that the fish, but you're eating goat meat. I'm a vegetarian. It's called being a secondary vegetarian. I only eat animals that eat grass. So, me, I cannot eat any animal that does not eat grass. I must eat vegetarians so that me, I can be healthy. Because that grass, where the goat they chop, where they take the sweet, and they collect the sweet. This is the best part of the goat. I'm so proud of this goat for being a full vegetarian. Ah, man. Perfectly juicy. Make una chop this goat meat with me. Just like, we are here together, don't worry. Ah, God will bless this goat. Ah. I hate to waste food because there are so many poor people across the world. So food wasting is very bad. So always finish your food. Because people they will never chop. Ah. Make I clean my hand. Make I come continue with my message. Amara, where are you? Oh yeah, come and do my stuff. Come and do it now. Then I only drink vegetarian beer. The beer has to be made with good barley. That is a vegetable. All right, so the pride, have you logged back into your sense so we can continue? Because it is you that we've been waiting for to clear cache and log back in. So, problem one is not everybody abroad that is enjoying, and it's not everybody in Nigeria that is suffering. Now, there are more people abroad that are enjoying and more people in Nigeria that are suffering. But when you figure out where you belong, it makes life's transitions easier for you. Don't listen to people that are giving you advice. Some people have to marry to stay in that abroad. Some people have to marry to get papers. Some people have to do all sorts of things. But you know what is good for you. I'm not saying don't marry to stay abroad, but you know what is good for you. You know what you can handle. If those two girls were in Nigeria, they will still be alive. People have done all sorts to be abroad. And I know a lot of people, I'm not talking of one or two, I'm talking about 50 to 60 people who regret going abroad because their lives in Nigeria were okay. They were not the best, but they were okay. And going abroad really scattered things for them. And I know some people were doing well in Nigeria and went abroad and did even better. And I know people who were doing poorly in Nigeria and went abroad and did supernaturally well. But like I said, study yourself. Know what is good for you before you jump on any bandwagon. Number two, Facebook people. Why you know they get sense? No, this is specifically for Facebook. Every day I get a call from someone that has been duped by somebody using my name. And the story is always the same. It's one woman in South Africa that wants to return to Nigeria. They are gathering money. I am gathering money for her. So one guy paid one of those people 250,000 naira to come to my live. My live is 2.5 million naira. It was 2 million naira last year. And I allowed the last year's price until this month, April ending. Now it is 2.5 million. If you don't have, don't call me. I'm sorry, but that's what I charge. Those people that don't charge, go to them. Don't call me. So how can you collect 250,000? The person you paid 250 and you want to come to my life. When you pay me, the account I will give you will have my name that you can Google. Abi? The account you will pay will have my name. If you Google the name, you will see my picture. So how can other people give you names and you pay to them? Facebook people, see una need to go download the latest iOS of una brain. Because una brain no dey work. How can I be getting one call per day? As in, there's like the person who is impersonating me is richer than me by now, unless he doesn't know how to manage money. One guy almost gave him $3,000. The guy came on the live one night and was saying, nobody has given me $3,000. One person say, take. Meanwhile, this guy nearly collect them. If not for the fact that the guy demanded a video call. Chichi Obama was there that night. I can remember clearly. So I'm begging you, if you are on Facebook, please start. Let this month of May be the month when you begin to think. It is unfair on you, not on me. Wetin concern me? Shebi you go call me, say person dupe you, use my name. Shebi wetin me I go talk be say, yeah. The account where you pay to, does it carry my name? Did you demand a video call with the person and the person showed my image? Even if they do what is it called? Tell them that you want to see my watch. If the person cannot show you a watch that I show on my Instagram regularly, not do business with the person. But Facebook people no go here. Facebook people are different. As in, una dey different. I dey cry every day. Stop giving people money in my name. If you're on Facebook and you want to help Daddy Freeze, buy my star. How can you use my account is verified? Somebody is chatting with a Daddy Freeze account that is not verified, and you are answering them, and then you want me to be sorry for you. How does this work? How does this work? Facebook people, Facebook people, Facebook people. This book where una face, una still no know am. Now the painful thing where dey inside be that. Una no dey gree know this book. And una Facebook. TikTok people still get sense pass. Now Instagram now where people get sense pass. And YouTube. Facebook, I'm sorry you are watching me on Facebook, Baba. Una no dey try, una no get sense. How are they duping you steadily like this? One person per day they call me. Say hi, they don't collect 300k, they don't collect 100k, they don't collect. How? How does you are chatting to somebody on Daddy Freeze you see blue tick. They call the answer another Daddy Freeze where don't get blue tick. You know demand video call. Say, you know what, let's have a video call. It's like all the village people and the ancestors just gathered on that Facebook. How do you do this? How? They say one person now, Omotayo Muraino. They tell you say my name now, Omotayo Muraino. You go pay money to Omotayo Muraino. You can't expect to make Daddy Freeze answer. You know be. But make una they try for that Facebook. Una need to they try. Because I don't beg una tire. So if I cost una small, una go get sense. Because it don't do too much. It don't do too much for una. If you like, make una not watch my live video again. It's okay. But it's because they dupe you all. As in, how? Do people have leprosy of the brain? Consistently. As in, initially, it was what's going on. But after crying, you still fall victim. As in, how that my real page that you could find where after they jobbed you, where was that real page in the first place? Hey, Amara, finish this thing now so that we can move. Please, my darling, don't be angry. As in, how? No. We need to have this conversation. Someone said, why can't you educate them? This is part of the why they are dense. How, guys on Instagram, how many times have I educated Facebook people on this matter? How many times? Just give me an idea. Somebody should just mention. Just mention on Instagram, just mention how many times I've mentioned this particular issue on, because anytime I'm live on Instagram, I'm live on Facebook too. Please, somebody should help me. Chichi Obama said several times, please put a number on that several times. Put a number, just give me a number. Just give me a number. Some people are saying countless times. Some people are saying many times. Some people say all the time. Call Me the Charm said uncountable times. By the way, I listened to some of your music. You have some really, really good. Someone said 10 times. Someone said several times. Eko Abiola, who is my ardent follower, says like 35 times. So if you are saying I should educate them, how do you say primary 6? Say 35 times. Let me say 35 years. Let me say primary 6. Ni. Teacher Obama said 100 times. Did you do primary 6 35 times before you got it? Facebook people, I'm talking to you now. Only you people. Because YouTube people don't fall this mugu. Instagram people don't fall this mugu. TikTok people don't fall this mugu. This is a Facebook problem. To be like, say, people wait dey Facebook, maybe like say they not to go school. I don't understand. Because how would they take fall this mugu steady? Steady. Every day I get a new call that the phrase, somebody just dupe me in your name. And you say, in my name. Okay, what's the name they used to dupe you? Then you say, Akintola Akinwumi. Uche Madubuko. They tell you say I be Igbo. Even if they use juju for una for that Facebook. Maybe because they live for face me, I face you. So when you enter that, you just carry that face me, I face you says, enter Facebook. No. This has to be addressed. It is getting out of hand. You people are losing money because you are not thinking. My account on Facebook is verified. There's a very big tick on it. How do you now leave that account? Okay, let's imagine another account called, maybe I have multiple accounts. And they're telling you, pay money into this account. Are you not even asking questions? But I know that, guess what? The moment they dupe them, automatically their brain will not on. They'll come find me. If you think I'm making this up, let me call one person that was duped recently. I want you to hear him. I want you to hear him. You don't off data. Facebook people. Let me call him directly. Because as he sent me this WhatsApp, he just go off data. So let me call him directly on this other phone. You don't off data. Oh, this thing pain me. I did try call him directly. Hey, I don't go call the wrong person. That's where at the proof point. I don't go call wrong person. Okay, I just type a message, call me. Anytime he on data, I go see him. So that other people will hear. See, I love my Facebook fans. But if I'm not hard on you, you will lose money. Imagine somebody telling me I should educate them. How many times do I want to educate them? Even my children for house. Now only baby freeze, we see the flog, say make it not say not the hear word. So let us deal with both issues of, because this involved nurses. So it just shows that for two nurses to buy abroad, it means say our nurses plenty. for abroad. So let us start with this. So the first story is the USA one. I'm reading from the Vanguard. I saw one on the Punch, but ever since the Punch carried my story in a way that has no head, they've lost their credibility totally. Nigerian nurse found Kpaid. No, this is not the UK one. So I'm reading from Abuja Inquirer. The Houston police have disclosed that Elizabeth Tamilore Odunsi, a 23-year-old British woman of Nigerian descent, who would have graduated this weekend, was spied by her roommate last weekend after they had a cat argument. The police told the news that the stabbing happened on the 26th of April at an apartment on Goforth Street in Houston's South Side. Odunsi was found lying in the kitchen with multiple choke wounds. The suspect, Chester Grant, reportedly tried to by himself after the incident. Grant 40 is now where they don't lock and put inside Kirikiri of USA. Grant is accused of choking her to Kpaid after the two got into an argument a few days earlier about the cat they both kept in the unit. They share cat. The conflict reportedly snowballed, which led to the Kpaid choking. Detectives said Grant tried to Kpaid himself by choking himself 6 times for neck as God can't save him not by. After a few days in the hospital, Grant is expected in court on Monday on a $500,000 bond. Police continue to gather surveillance videos and interview witnesses. The Kpaid is coming at the same time a Nigerian nurse based in Leeds, United Kingdom, Nena Miriam, was found Kpaid in her apartment. Fellow Nurses Africa, an organization dedicated to advancing the nursing profession in Africa, say Miriam's Kpaid body was discovered by the police after a missing person report was filed. So we're going to talk about Miriam, but let us talk about Odunsi first. Abroad people and the kind of madness we did that abroad. Which one be saying that they share cat? How can a woman and a man be living in an apartment and say they be roommate? When they do it for that America, when I think say they okay. Now meow meow. Now where they end with that too? Someone say a lot of Nigerians spy like that, but not heard because of no statistics data. Obi, log into your brain. No Nigeria in the last 100 years has spied because of cat. I can tell you for 300 years by cat. It can be cat with two Nigerians they share. Share in your money. No Nigerian they buy for Nigeria on top cat. Any other matter deal, but no be cat. When people and cat, an animal. Now so one woman see duck they cross road. Yeah, Oyinbo people are separate breed. You can't be Niger, you can't carry you as you reach there Oyinbo, you drop your Niger sense. You cross border, enter there, can't turn to Oyinbo, mumu. Duck one cross highway. The woman can't see the duck, they struggle, can't park her car. As she won't go help the duck cross road, now so much to jam duck, the two of them buy. Someone say the Fulani they buy because of cow. We they talk of cat. We not talk cow. The day we will talk cow own. Log into your brain, brother. Come. Log into your brain. Log in. I be the Google authenticator where you take store the passcode for your brain. You don't lose them. Because I don't understand why you can't. When they talk of cat, they talk of cow. So please. If you are a Nigerian and you go abroad, not join them for mumu. Not today for mumu. They use sense. Now, let us move to the next stage. The one we can't buy for UK. This one, not the cocoa. Because this one ain't going to lead to today's debate. The debate we want to do today. EFCC they trend. EFCC they follow 21 people. They follow all the news. So let's go back to our topic. Let us talk about the Nigerian girl we buy for UK. This one they very interesting. Facebook people no vex say I yapping about, but if I not yapping, I no go think. So I need you to be thinking. So according to Vanguard, once again I walk past Punch because they are unreliable, especially with the story they wrote about me. They bent it to make it look in a funny way. So I'm here on Vanguard. Grief and shock have rippled through the nursing communities in both the UK and Nigeria following the sudden kpai of a Nigerian student, Nnenna Miriam, who was based in Leeds. The kpai body was discovered in her apartment by UK police after she was declared missing, according to Fellow Nurses Africa, a platform committed to the growth and support of African nurses. In an official statement on Wednesday, Fellow Nurses Africa expressed sorrow over the loss. It is with very heavy hearts and deep sorrow that we report the sudden passing of one of our own, Nena Miriam, a dedicated and professional nurse based in Leeds, UK. Nurse Miriam was found deleted in her room earlier this week after heartbreaking circumstances. According to report, her last shift was on Sunday of last week. It was also revealed that Miriam had recently returned to the UK after traveling to Nigeria for her introduction ceremony, a customary step ahead of her traditional marriage. Tuesday, April 29th, was meant to be her special day, a day of joy, celebration, and new beginnings, the statement continued. Instead, her sudden deletion has left colleagues and loved ones overwhelmed with unspeakable grief and unanswered questions, I beg your pardon. Now, here's an update. I can't find that story. Okay. I think there's a Ghanaian story that has it. I want us to read it and then discuss. Rumors on social media allege that Miriam's relocation from Nigeria to the UK was funded by her ex-boyfriend. But after arriving in the UK and bagging her nursing job, she dumped him for another guy she met on Facebook based in Nigeria. The reason she traveled back to Nigeria after her traditional wedding ceremony was for her traditional wedding ceremony, only to be kpaid in her apartment after returning to the UK. Facebook people. Abena Ibrahim said, excellent work done by the guy. Gogo de Nimba Bull says the guy did the right thing. He shouldn't have spied himself. He can go to jail and still be happy. At least he's alive. Sonny Samuel said, if it's true, Lord forgive the guy and put her inside hellfire, very close to Satan. John Kobina Bovi Lawson says, it's good for her. She thinks she's wise. Isaac Onyami said, if it is true, no need to mourn that innocent man. Brotherhood will mourn your kpai and we celebrate you. Fola Shodia says, na mumu guy be the real man these days. Take care of your mom and your siblings. Luckily, if you find a good average woman, give her your best, but don't buy your energy because of her. Them plenty for streets these days. Ahmed Baba said, very good. But you could have just run away. Brotherhood, we celebrate you. You are a hero. Some ladies like to use and dump us like we are nobody after all we have done for them. Best news of the week for me. Amanda McCarthy says, we have lost a good guy. So, what are your thoughts? Uh, Let me read the one on Naira Land. Let me read the one on Naira Land. They put her picture there. So, let's just talk about this. Kingsley, you said the world needs Jesus. What is a Jesus? The Oyinbo man's version of Yahushua, you can keep him. We don't need Jesus. We have never needed Jesus, and we will never need Jesus. Thank you very much, but you can keep your Jesus to yourself. So, there are many branches to this story. If you're enjoying my live and you're watching on TikTok, pop that money gun. Pop that money gun. The world needs love, not Jesus. When the world had Jesus, the world was not a better place than now. The world needs the teachings of Yahushua HaMashiach, not Jesus. Part of the problem that we have today is because of Oyinbo people and their Jesus. But I let that rest. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen. Let's get more people in the house. So, women need to understand that. I don't know the full story, but I'm working with the rumors. And I'm willing to hear from her family or the guy's family. We want to hear what the real story is. Because guy no fit just buy you. Some people say, yeah, the guy was a loser. I don't. You see, Daddy Freeze is the solution to Nigeria's problem, but una don't like me. Do you know how long I've been shouting, don't bring people from Nigeria to the UK? Don't bring people from... How long? How many times have I shouted at him? You see, it's like... Imagine I walked into a bar and I was with Chichi Obama. And I said, Chichi Obama, come and let us bench. The first thing she will say is no. But if I accidentally dropped a bag full of money and she opened the bag and saw $1 million, I swear to God, she will change. If I now brought out a bundle of $50,000, I will give you this. I swear to God, any woman will think about it. Especially if you've already liked the guy or you consider the guy, but maybe one or two things. You see, that is how a broad proposal sounds to people in Nigeria. Beautiful said, I will say no. Did anybody mention your name? Nobody asked you. Your own Atoro Kobo, once they don't bring like 2K Naira, say, I will still collect change inside self. So what am I trying to say? You see, the way that $50,000 looks to you, anybody listening to me now, even if you're in America, you're in the UK, wherever you are, $50,000 is big money. If I put $50,000 on the table and say, let's do something, you will think about it. You will consider it. Even if you say no, trust me, you will think about it. This is not urgent 2K. This is 50,000 US dollars, almost 100 million naira, about 76 million naira. You will consider it. You will think about it. All of you say nope. Ta. Unless maybe you never thought of the guy in a nice way. Some of you that are typing this no are typing from your side husband's house. Some of you that are married, they your house, side husband house, they type no, like say una dey holy. Una go think calm, leave am. We're gonna keep quiet. Me as I dey, say I be man of God. If woman come meet me with $50,000, say me bench, I go think calm, but then I go fight the urge. but that I will not think it is a lie. And those of you that are saying $50,000, maybe your salary is $200,000 a month, so $200,000 a year, so $50,000 is small. If I put your annual salary down for 5 minutes of mention, you will think about it. You spend 50K on your wedding, so I'm telling you 50K, you collect it now, 1 hour from now. The whole money you spent on your wedding, you will think about it. 99% of women will think about it. 99% of women will think about 5K. You are saying 50K. 5K. A Birkin bag of 20K. 90% of women will collect it. Let me tell you how that one will work. Original Birkin from the Birkin store, I'm entitled to pick it up and it is pink or one of those nice colors. I'll just say, go and pick it in my name and the bag is yours. You will think about it. Somebody corrected me and said 99 point. I know what $50,000 is. Then I'm just coming from the hospital. I'm carrying my blood work and everything is clean. You will think about it. But you will think. Some of you, $2K. 2K. Some of you, buy them dinner. Just buy them dinner. Rent a nice hotel, spend $800. You as in it to become steady. If you have that $800 free every month, you go to collect that every month like that, into perpetuity. Now, what am I saying? Why am I doing all this? Because I want you to put yourself in the way that $50,000 is enticing to you. The way it is making you think of doing what normally you will not do. That is the way America or UK offers sounds to a Nigerian. It sounds like that hope that they never had. It sounds like that opportunity that was never there before. And because a woman is falling in love with you, because you are helping her do papers, does not mean she loves you. A well you dug in the rainy season is not sure will give you water in the dry season. A well you dug in the rainy season will not guarantee you water in the dry season. A girl that followed you when you are poor and broke will not leave you when you are rich, unless you are wicked to her. But any guy that is rich, let me tell you, personally, I thought that when I brought my wife and put my wife on social media, I will get less advances from women. It's the other way around. The more women see how well you take care of another woman, the more they want you and are ready to do anything to have you. The way Obi Kubana is, the way he takes care of Lush, the whole women in Nigeria, married and single, divorced and widowed, all of them want him. So when you are rich, that's why Obi is holding on to Lush that he met when he was poor and up and coming, and the two of them slept in one room. That's why he's holding on to her like she's gold, because he knows, say, those other ones where they're outside, they are not with him because of love. If tomorrow the rain stops, they will not stay. Tomorrow, if Obi becomes poor, Lush will stay with him. The one that you met when you are rich, if you become poor, it's not guaranteed they will stay with you. They will upgrade and leave you. When I met Taste Buds, I just come out of a bad marriage. I was very bad financially. Nothing seemed like it was working. And she met me then at my poorest. And she stayed with me. People were laughing at us. They'll be yapping us. I was staying in 1,000. They were saying I was staying inside BQ. That's why I know they use and play. Somebody say, why do some men think this way? I wonder. Not some men, all men. This thing I'm saying, men, do you agree with me or do you disagree? Lola don't come here, can't scatter everything. Men, this thing I'm saying, does it make sense or does it not make sense? This thing that I'm saying, does it make sense or does it not make sense? It's called Kongaerun. A well dug in the dry season will give you water in the rainy season. A well dug in the rainy season might still give you water in the dry season, but it's not sure. It's not sure. So that girl that you are toasting, the girl is a nurse in Nigeria. She has nothing. But because you can bring her abroad, you now look like you have something to offer her. You now look like a prospect. On a good day, you would not have been a prospect. You are not her spec. This girl get big baka. She is a supporter of Baka and Arsenal at the same time. And she also has some core qualities of Manchester United and Manchester City at the same time. The girl is an endowment fund. What makes you think that with the choice of men at her beck and call, it is you she will pick? She chose you because you can open the door to prospects for you. I am assuming the rumors are true. If the rumors are not true, please, you can debunk me. And if the family on either side want to share their story, Daddy Freeze is willing to hear you out. That's how one woman has been disturbing me since. Oh, Daddy Freeze, somebody built on our land. Somebody built on our land. Daddy Freeze, somebody. She don't disturb me. After a while, I said, I don't call people out. You've noticed I don't call people out. I don't get power for the drama. Because there was a time I called somebody out. When the matter started getting messy, the person ran away and left me to deal with them. So after that day, it is also easier for me to go somewhere and say, Daddy Freeze, why are you doing this? They paid me, they came to my life. I had no views, and I opened my life for both parties to come and share their issues. I don't love football, Sele, don't worry. I can never love football. Football is a waste of time. Football is a waste of time. So I want us to talk. So as a guy, if you are doing well, or you can upgrade a girl's life, don't be stupid to think she loves you. Don't be stupid to think that she loves you. It's like an Igbo trader who has money. STK just popped me a money gun. Pop those money guns if you're watching on TikTok. Pop those money guns. Someone said, Daddy Freeze, is your face red and your neck yellow? I don't know. Is that how you're seeing me? My hand and coil must be green. ST's clutch just popping away my money guns. ST's kitchen. ST's kitchen. Oh shit. Pop those money guns if you're watching on TikTok. Double click those screens. Double click the screen on TikTok. So let's talk about. Sorry, is my neck yellow and my face red? I don't enter trouble. Maybe it's the cap. Is it more blending now? Okay. So let me continue what I was saying. Imagine an omata trader with big tummy, not particularly good looking, but has money. Meet this very beautiful yellow girl who came from a poor home. Her parents cannot afford to educate her, and her father wants her to go and learn how to sew cloth. And then this Igbo man, this Omata trader, ST's Kitchen, God will bless you. Thank you for popping my money gun. So this Omata trader goes to meet her father and says, I want to sponsor your daughter through school, but I want to marry her. And the moment she's done with her education, I will marry her. And the father says, but are you sure she loves you? And the guy says, don't worry, I will take good care of her. She will develop love for me. She will develop the love for me. So the girl thinks she's in love, just the way Chichi Obama sees my $50,000 and is tickling her mind. Is doing like this to her mind. That's the way the prospect of her not going to learn how to do fashion designing and actually going to study to become a nurse or a doctor or a lawyer now seems like a fantastic prospect. So the lady goes to school. Now she's no longer among Omata traders. She's being approached because she's beautiful. And she's going to school every day. She's being approached by the sons of ministers. She's being approached by butter boys. She's being approached by her classmates, faculty mates, her roommate's brother that came to see her roommate is throwing to her. And before you know it, she gets excited, she gets enticed and possibly entangled. And all of a sudden, Omata millionaire no longer seems like the guy for her. He snores at night because of his big belly. 2 snores, 1 fart. Proo, proo, proo. Proo, proo, proo. And then one day, she goes to visit this young man from her class and spends the night in his BQ. He lit candles, grilled chicken, sang a love song to her, and then gave her like dog for 1 straight hour. Ta 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 ta. Then she woke up and he served her akamu in bed. And all of a sudden, the money of the Omata trader that is sending her to school is no longer enticing her. Pop my money gun if you're enjoying this. All of a sudden, but she can't pull out, because if she pulls out, young man that sings love song cannot send her to uni. So she starts to play 2 games. Sometimes she buy 2 SIM and be switching her phone on and off, alternating SIM card. Sometimes she could buy 2 phones, 1 phone for Omata, 1 phone for students. Sometimes all matter go come find am. They go tell am say you get one guy where they bench your babe. The girl go deny, she go cry. Sometimes if she's unlucky, he will go the boys' quarter, go find the girl there, catch am where they bench him babe. Most of the times they will always code themselves. She will chop here and she will chop there. And she will belly full. As a sharp babe, she will make sure that she never carries belly for any of them. She will make sure that no matter what happens, belly no enter. So, what now happens? Life is simple. She's done with school. She has her degree. She no longer needs Omata. Her boyfriend was a first-class engineering student. He has gotten a job with an oil company. Now she's bold enough. There's a person wey no hold sword, no they ask who buy him papa. Sword don't touch her hand. She now tells Omata, say Chinedu, nah, this marriage is not gonna work. Oh. I am seeing signs that you and me and you, we are not doing a collab. This a collab will not work. And Chinedu is saying, Chichi, the love of my life, when did this develop? You used to tell me every day that you love me. Ah, Chichi. And she will respond, say, Chinedu, this collabo is not a walk-in. This collabo is not a walk-in. And then Chinedu's brain begins to race. How? What could have happened? 1 month ago, they were cool. She needed money for her graduation. At the beginning of the year, there was no problem. Yes, this girl never used to pick calls when she's in school, but she was always busy, and I was also busy living my life. And then he receives invitation to her wedding that she wants to marry a guy under close scrutiny, aka investigation. He now realizes that she was actually dating the guy from school. Some people that are jealous whisper to him, say, Chinedu, nah, they don't do you, are you? That guy, where should they marry? Ah, not be today. Oh. That guy, now they marry him throughout school. Oh. Ah, we think, say, we don't want to tell you before. So make it not be like, say that we break your relationship. We did not want to break your relationship. Oh, Chinedu. Chinedu is now furious, enraged, like a swallow porcupine. In whole belly the hot. Now he get up. Now he go to get house and want to talk to her. Now he say, Chi. Now Chi don't they grow wings now. Now she come and say, Chine, do waiting. Where's the problem? I just want to see you to talk to you. I want us to talk. For old time's sake. I want us to go to my house. Let us talk. And so if you buy am, or if you do am strong thing. I'm not saying this is what happened. And it is not fair to judge the people we don't buy unrighteously. Plug it there and wait for it to come on. Speed charger. Okay, give me this one then. Give me this one. Go and plug that one there. So, make I call one person. So, Amara, before I talk anymore, make I invite people, make they come, make they come talk. Make I bring one person, may come put mouth for this matter. Make I bring doctor, come make doctor come talk. Henry the Great, I don't send you request. Chai.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. Since your name, they coming inside this thing. Eh?
I'm not fully dressed, so I'll just go okay. I'll soon log out. Hey, okay, I'll stay because of you. Hey, Ronaldo.
Yeah. How you there?
How you there, bro? Henry.
I'm fine, though. Yeah.
Henry, good afternoon, though.
Afternoon. I'm not even seeing you, but I can hear your voice, though.
Are you not seeing me, or who are you not seeing?
No. I mean, I think Chichi. Yeah.
You can see me? Okay.
Yeah, I can see.
Jeff, can you see me?
Clearly, you are wearing spotted bandana.
Yeah.
So, dear.
Let me put some clothes on.
Can I just
go ahead? Share your thoughts, Henry.
Yeah, I have a friend here. You know, the same thing happened to him. As we are talking, they are dragging for the house. The woman won't sell the house, so the man no one fix the house. So they are dragging, both picking and everything. And this one, you know, it has been dragging for so long. You know.
Oh.
So Yeah, because the guy even trained the woman. The guy was doing well in Nigeria before he came here. And so he was into oil and gas before he came here. So as you said, had he was in Nigeria, he would have enjoyed more. You know. You see, like as you said, that some people they are destined for Nigeria, but they won't carry their life come here, where they are destined to know the location. His own location is in
wash
Nigeria.
And bring more
when
ice.
He was in Nigeria.
Thank you, my darling.
Yeah, when he was in Nigeria, he was making a whole lot of money. He used to stay in Warri. He was making a lot of money.
Oil and gas money.
Now he comes here. Yeah. Now he comes here. Wahala. So it's not easy. So like as you said, try to know whom you are. Know where that will favor you. I think me as a person, but once you know any location, you started making it bigger. At least better you stay that place, and also study the place. At least for us that came from that part of the world, we know our place. Because when you come here, everything changed because you weren't born here. Since you don't, no matter how long you have been here, the system here is like ocean. You can never know everything in this country. It's like ocean. It's like they throw you inside ocean. Because if you say you know here, do you know this one? So that is life. Yeah. So that's just what I want to share. Yeah, because whatever thing you're telling Nigerians, it is but they will never, respect you or believe you. Like the kind of information you're giving them, if a lot of them abide in those information, they will do well, if both Nigeria or wherever, because through you, the kind of awareness you always create, for me, it has helped me a lot. How to deal, even, to deal with people on a personal level, even our job too, dealing with people. Because whatever thing you say is true, because why I say it's true, because I've tried it and it worked for me. True. Yeah. So that's why that is what I just want to say.
God bless you, brother. God bless you, brother. Chichi, over to you. What are your thoughts?
Let the guy talk. Let me.
Let's hear doctor. Doctor, we get PhD.
This is not a PhD matter. Good evening to yourself and Chichi Obama.
Hi.
Good evening, bro. Yes, clearly.
Yeah, we can hear you. Hi.
Okay. It's quite a sad story when I saw this online, I think last week. And so for a while, I think...
Please let me bring my drink from the freezer.
So I'm going to be using my words carefully. And when I say many or majority, it means that I'm not sort of generalizing my opinion. So this is my opinion, basically. So I think many a times the sort of relationship we have in Nigeria or in Africa, well, I'm going to restrict myself to Nigeria anyway, are more like relationship of convenience and transactional on either parties. It could be that the guy is the one who is well-to-do, or the lady is the one who is well-to-do. And because the lady is well-to-do, the guy would then easily fall in love. And if it's the guy that is well-to-do, the lady would then easily fall in love, those kind of things. So you could look at that perspective. Now, that does not rule out genuine love. There are people that actually do fall in love genuinely on those kind of things. Now, the reason why I'm taking this angle is because many times we hear statements like, I want a man who can take care of me. So basically, what does that really mean when you say, I want a man who can take care of me? If you have your own money, you don't need anyone to take care of you, basically. And if, for instance, you have a family who can support you financially, you don't need any external party or a third party to take care of you. You can look after yourself if you have a proper job and everything. So you don't need anyone at all to take care of you. And your survival is not dependent on any individual. If someone comes into the picture to support you, all well and good. If no one supports you, you have the means to look after yourself. Okay? Like Daddy Fritz was saying, you were saying about when you speak to somebody in Nigeria, for instance, or you're in the US or in Canada, there is a tendency of that particular person to accept, which goes in both ways. So if you have a lady in the US or a lady in Canada or anywhere in the world, doctor is here to provide data. I'm not here to provide data. I said these are my opinion. Okay, Kamaruddin, just listen to my words. I said these are my opinions.
Doctor, no one enter trouble, so make you allow doctor.
No one is providing data here. I'm speaking on both parties. I also said that when you have a lady in the UK, for instance, and she reached out to somebody in Nigeria, the tendency that majority of guys will fall in love with that woman is very high. It's just very, very high. Exactly. So that's why I'm saying it goes on both parties. It's not just restricted to the male folks or the female folks. So it goes on both parties. So if you speak to somebody in Nigeria, for instance, or in the US, the tendency they will accept is just there. And you can see that clearly in the sort of marriages we are seeing amongst our people. So you see a young, vibrant Nigerian guy marrying somebody who is almost like the grandmother, right? Because of the tendency of they want to sort of relocate with that particular person. So when you say that is falling in love, or you're falling in love based on what you can get, if you're falling in love based on what you can get, it's still transactional. Either ways, whether for the male or for the female, it's still transactional. There is always something you're looking out for before you say, okay, I love this person. There is always something there. And it goes the same way while we're in school. When we're in school, for instance, you see that people who are highly intelligent in class, they tend to have somehow the best girls or the best boys because, oh, this guy, if he teach me one or two things when it comes to this subject matter and those kind of things. So there's always something that makes people to fall in love because of looks. Is very, is good looking. The lady has all the structures I'm looking for. She's well educated. She's well spoken. She's well exposed. There is always something that is at stake before you fall in love. Hence, it's transactional. It's just a give and take process. That's why you can say it's sort of a symbiotic relationship. You give and you take kind of benefit. So there is no one single approach when it comes to these things. Now, for that lady, I don't know the reason for her to go down to Nigeria, do this sort of engagement, and then come down to the UK and all of this transactional or this sort of calamity came to the full picture. Now, the point I want to make lastly is this. I think we need to get to a point where we need to be very accountable to ourselves. If you want to make or you want to do life with someone, be in for it completely. Go all out and be in with that person. There's no point playing hacky-packy kind of games, trying to do both sides of it.
Yeezy just popped my money gun. God bless you. Tomorrow is my birthday. By the way, I forgot to announce. Huh?
Yeah, that's true.
Hello.
Tomorrow is my birthday. I just got a birthday wish from someone. That's what I was responding to.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeezy, how are you doing? I can hear you. Go ahead, brother. Continue what you were saying.
Yes, yeah, to wrap up, I was saying that if you, for this particular lady, for instance, if you knew you were in for this particular person you went on to do the engagement with, be committed. If you're not in, tell this person, I'm not in. Period. There's no point playing two games at the same time.
But you also need to understand that when opportunities are few, the tendency for you to see offers. Imagine Chichi Obama now. You borrowed money. And then you bought some cars to send to Nigeria to sell. And then you were duped. And you borrowed money from the people, and the people are coming back saying, give my money, give my money, give my money. And I come up to you and say, okay, here's $50,000 if you sleep with me. Your situation maximizes the opportunity to say yes or no.
Yeah.
You understand? Baba, let me tell you something. A girl that her landlord wants to throw her load out of her house, or a girl who is about to be deported.
I like your examples, by the way.
Do you understand what I'm telling you? A girl who has no job and is about to be thrown out of the house with her kids, or a girl who's about to be deported. You know that they are going to deport you, but then there's one guy we get one paper if he take use help you. I swear 80% of girls will sleep with that guy.
You will fall for it. Yeah, definitely.
You will sleep with that guy. So when you put yourself in a situation, none of you have ever, Dr. Peterson, have you ever been told that you can't go to university, instead you're going to learn for organizer? You are not in that position. This girl had no choice. The Omata guy that she followed was her bailout. Now, there's something I say to people: be careful what deals you enter into. Because what looks like the world to you in 2025 might be totally worthless.
Exactly.
I had some guys who used to do illegal things when we're growing up. So they go meet one baba, we go do juju for them. So if police they come, police no go see them. You understand what I'm telling you? So for those uni days, it helped, it worked, they were able to. Now so people where they give job, no see them. Now so wife no see them. Now so they will go party, they go share food, they no go see them.
Is it a true story or Nollywood?
I heard of it. So what am I trying to use to illustrate this is, they entered a deal that was useful when they were doing nonsense things in uni so that they will not get caught. But when they now came into real life, they now realized that that thing that they used that was so useful then was useless in the real world. Let me give you another example. There was a certain tribe that went to submit to a river goddess. That time they were packing everybody as slaves. They said they don't want to go slavery. So the river goddess said, no problem. If you worship me, none of your children will be carried off as slaves. So throughout the slave trade, nobody agreed carry them or their children. They were protected throughout the slave trade. Slave trade can't end. If they marry outsider, they go buy. Now nobody can marry them. Something that was so wonderful for their ancestors, because that was the clause they gave the ancestors, that okay, we will protect you in this slave trade, but you cannot marry outsider. You must only marry from this your village.
So they made them an outcast now.
So just imagine the scenario. It worked then. They were carrying everybody. They were protected. And the ancestors were thanking this their deity. Thank you so much. 100 years later, when there's no longer slave trade, your son or your daughter cannot marry from anywhere else except from you. What looked like a blessing at one time became what Davido will say, shake me. This one is not common here too. See.
Well, that is free. This is where integrity and principle comes in, right?
My brother, you have integrity and principle because they did not tell you that you are going to go and learn for organizer. The battery is so low, it's not coming up.
The integrity and principle will come on with if you're not in that situation. But sometimes the
It's almost on. Just be patient.
Your call is breaking.
I thought me and you were supposed to go somewhere today.
Okay. I'm breaking. Yeah.
Continue, my sister, please.
Let me increase the volume.
You're
Is it better now?
going.
Maybe you change position because I think your network issue. How to over your position a little bit.
Let me move on. Let me see. Okay, let me come. Is it better? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
A little bit.
Okay. Okay, so now, like, for example, principle and integrity. My brother, I don't want to be in that shoe where you'll be in a situation where you have to make your own choice. Because at the end of the day, we are all humans and we are very selfish. We are very selfish people. You understand? Human beings in nature are selfish. So that selfishness is push comes to shove. People will pick the one that will favor them. You understand? But my own thing is, why are the men falling for this trick all the time? Why? It's up to you now. Nobody is using GUN to hold you down. You understand? Like, to say you must do this. You understand? That's where my own concern is. Why the men they fall for this thing?
Because majority of the men are sort of falling
I sort of what?
Innocently. They are falling in love innocently.
I know, but enough time for them to know that
and
it's
also,
not love anymore. It's transactional.
It's transactional. But Chicho Obama, if you use that word transactional, I've used that quite a number of times in the chat section, and a lot of persons were raising an eyebrow. If you use the word transactional, then people will come for you, right? But again, like Daddy Freeze was trying to point out, every single time you have somebody in the diaspora looking out for somebody in Nigeria. So I'm going to use both parties. I'm not going to say male or female, but both gender, for instance. The tendency that the person on the other side will be well behaved is there. All of the good characteristics are there. You know, when you call them, before the phone rings 10 seconds, they picked up, right? Like all the good behaviors are there.
You need, yeah.
Yeah, so there is something I was discussing with someone recently where I said, if you meet I'm going to use both parties, but I want to use the female first. If a lady, for instance, is working in oil and gas in Nigeria, she's a banker or she's well-to-do in Nigeria, right? Because she has financial power and freedom, that person will always, many a times, I use the word now, many a times, so I'm not generalizing, many a times, you will see that person's true color and characteristics. Because if that person is falling in love with a guy, she is not falling in love because you are wealthy, because on her own, in her own full rights, she has all the financial capability, right? So that person, whatever they are bringing into the table is what you get in terms of character. Now, if you flip that coin to somebody who is not working or they have no financial freedom, again, the same female, they tend to be very, very submissive because you are sort of more like the one who is helping out financially and those kind of things. Now, when you bring that person who had no financial muscles back in Nigeria to the UK, and all of a sudden they are working and they are earning in pounds, they suddenly realize that that individual who was their Odogo Parara in Nigeria is no longer needed here in the UK.
Thank you.
Because they now have the capability to earn by themselves.
That's the independence is there.
Yes, so that high level of submission you saw in Nigeria that made you feel
not gonna get it no more. No.
I ain't there anymore at all. It's no longer there at all because now I can earn. I can see that I can earn basically. So there is no point trying to be submissive to this person. I was submissive because of your wherewithal and your capability to look after me. Now I'm in a different climb. I can earn by myself. I can also send the so-called naira back home and get a better deal back home. As such, then the love is not there. That's why I was saying that these things, many a times, they are transactional. And the same, let's flip the coin again to the guys. You see a young guy who is 25 years or 20 years falling in love with somebody who is 60, 65 years in the US, in Canada, and in Nigeria. This is a young Nigerian boy falling in love with somebody that is 65, 70, and they claim they are in love. Now, when they get out of the shores of Nigeria to the US, and they soon realize that they have their documents already, that so-called love of a 25 years old boy to somebody of 50 or 60, they soon realize that you're too old for me. But all along, when you needed that support, when you needed that paper to sort of say, okay, I don't arrive kind of thing, you were always well behaved. She was the love of your life. She's the alpha and omega. She's the best in after sliced bread and those kind of things. So when you see it clearly, like Chichi Obama, you were saying, why is it that the guys are still falling for this trick? Basically, the guys need to open their eyes now, saying that, okay, these are what I'm looking for genuinely before I'm going to fall into these things. And I think some time ago, somebody in Daddy Free's life mentioned that marriage should now be on contract, 5-year contract. So if in the first 5 years, girls do again, we go
everybody find their level. Exactly. But they need to be doing that for real. And the renewing marriage. No, for real. No, seriously. The way the years and time where people stay in love is not the same anymore. You understand? This generation it's not. They need to find a way to stay. Then after 5 years, you put the renewal of vow. Is it something you want to continue with them, or is it something you think you want to?
Let me tell you the caveats there as well. So that 5 years again, right? If one of the parties is not so well to do within that 5 years, they may likely still be very submissive until they get their ground. Mm-hmm. So
but at least with that 5 years, if they gain that is opinionated. It can come either way. So that means the guy can say, I see something for this girl, but you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So because this is not what I bargained for. So this is my own thing is, I'm sorry to use tribe with this. It's common among our Igbo men. They are into this nonsense a lot. They see a woman. But I'm just saying it's common among them. It's very common. I'm not saying they are the only one, but it's very common among them.
It's common, yeah. So not saying general.
So they invest a lot on women, and at the end of the day, the women will change it for them. Because these women, they come to work, and they'll be discussing their husbands to other women. Come and see advice where people will be throwing advice to people, telling them things, how they escaped their own. This is what they did, and it worked for them. The fact that it worked for you doesn't mean it's going to work for another person. They'll tell you, when you get this check, there's a way you go to your HR, tell them you want to divide your check into 2. You understand? All those kind of...
Yes.
So they will tell them, then the man will have this... So by the time the man found out that you're lying, a lot of things will start happening. They will... Okay, there is a situation. I'll give you one that happened. The lady found that the lady was dividing the check into 2. So when they brought, at the end of the year, they brought the income tax. The one was like, how come you have this much money and this is what you're bringing? Well, I don't start though.
100.
Big problem. The man got mad, divorced her. Little kids. At the end of the day, the little help that the man was helping her for her to start, for her to go to work. Now she has to pay for all those things. Then I was calling, I said, you don't use your brain. You think you're looking at the financial part. You're not looking at all the other efforts that is making the finances work.
Exactly.
Without this man now, you cannot even work this much hours. You cannot work that much hours. Then who lose?
Exactly. Everyone, including the children. Right? Including
the children. So people don't think outside the box. They just think one way direction. Everybody's thinking about money.
Behavior. That's what you call narcissistic behavior.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Maybe I didn't grow up in this generation. Maybe my generation is different. But this generation, I sorry for. Sometimes I look at my son and I'm like, bro, how you gonna get married? Like, I can't, it's ridiculous. I'm serious. They don't think outside the box. They are always in the now. And then at the end of the day, that now will now.
Network.
Network resistance. I think that before Chichi comes back, I wanted to chip in something.
Go ahead.
I've noticed that comparing our generation, our parents' generation to this generation, I think there's too much loss of identity to begin with. People have lost their identity and now they are falling back on others to identify them. Because I stopped using the common sense clause because I noticed that common sense is not even common. Because usually I would say just common sense will tell you this, but common sense will make you understand this. But I noticed that there is no more common in the sense.
It's not quite expensive now.
Yes, it is. So, the reason why I took that in is because even our number 5 sense, even our brain, when we allow our brain to function, our brain is supposed to tell us who we are. You're supposed to understand your person in the society from the inside out. You're supposed to make decisions for yourself. Is this what I want? How do I handle this if I get involved in this? But a lot of people don't make decisions anymore. They leave their decisions in the hands of others, which practically ruins them along the line. And it's wrong. Okay, now I was telling somebody 2 days ago, I said, just when we were growing up, we all had peers, but a lot of us never allowed our peers to decide for us. There were peer pressure, but you know how they would tell you in school, in church, and in the house, don't allow your friends to deceive you. You have to always process information, conversation within your circle. Make sure that if it's good for the goose, it might not be good for the gander. You have to make that clear. But in the recent time, a lot of people just depend on others. Like Chichi was saying, you take your family out, have a conversation with other people you don't even know how their family is working, and they will be the one advising you. At the end of the day, you get screwed because you left your identity in the hands of others, at the mercy of others. We need to start realizing that we have to lock ourselves up in our little chamber and process a lot of things and try to understand who we are and get our identity back in our hands before you can. Because when you lose your identity, obviously people around you are going to notice. Because number one, you will exhibit that inferiority complex. You will exhibit low self-esteem. And people are going to notice that and they will be in control. They will become you become the TV and they'll be the remote button. They'll be, the one operating you at random, which is very wrong. That will now bring me back to what we're talking about. Like, we have misconstrued marriage a lot. And I actually 2 days ago also in another platform, I was sharing with people, I said, marriage, what we see marriage as Africans, we see marriage as culture, from the cultural basis, from the biblical basis. But when you come to the Western world, and I'm not mincing words, the Western world only turned it around to be a civil or social activity or connection, just to sway us so that we don't have that identity anymore. So that's why it's built on the basis of court marriage. You have to go to the court, sign a prenup or not sign a prenup. You have to write so that if anything happens, you cancel the contract. For me, marriage is not a contract. I can never be.
Marriage is a contract, though.
Please get my point. I understand what you're saying, but the contract of the basis of what I'm saying is people, just like somebody who is back home, like Doc was saying, you're good behavior, and then somebody comes maybe with the intent of just getting you as a partner to stay with you, live with you all your days. all the days of your life, and you agree to that. And then coming into an environment where you feel, oh, you're better off. You'd be like, okay, I'm done. That means you used this person, the relationship, presumably to fulfill your selfish desires, which is traveling abroad.
Yeah.
And now you are breaking somebody's heart who probably is not intending to break your heart. So, but on the other, I know where that it is when you say contract. I understand that part, and truly it is. But on this side of making it so civil that your life now depends on the court. Okay, well, I'm done. I got to look for somebody else. It's so rampant because people don't even know who they are. You're living in a home, just flushing the toilet is a problem, and then you go to court and divorcing him because he doesn't flush the toilet, which doesn't make sense to me. This is you getting married, you're compromising your personality, you're being transparent, you're being realistic, and then you're being, open to like build life with this person. The compromise is that you have to sit down, have conversation, real conversation with this person. The do's and don'ts and his do's and don'ts. And then you guys can work it out. But not just coming in with the intent of, let me get there first. And then when you get there first, your mission is accomplished, and this man doesn't flush the toilet behind himself. Next thing you know, well, I'm sick and tired of you. And then you are gone. And then the other part of it is
the money. See, abandoning.
The money aspect, or the better life aspect. Oh, I really want to travel abroad, and you see somebody who actually
no.
For you, for real.
Okay, what I
it
wanted to
because
ask you.
You are intending
Okay,
to
what I
travel
wanted
abroad.
to ask
Don't
you
even
is,
know
what I
this
wanted
people
to
you're
ask
taking
you
from.
is,
It's gonna backfire on you.
what
Because
is
guess what? A
like the
lot of
budget so
people
that
don't know that
Kalijo,
this country we
she
are
said,
in
I
are
want any
monitoring
six,
all of us.
I want any six will take
Just a
now.
minute. Daddy Freeze, can you mute? You can hear me.
So they are monitoring all of us, and they know psychologically all the people's intent for coming to this.
No,
So
what I
if
was
you're
trying to
coming,
say
just
is,
the fact that
no,
I
what I was
love
trying to
this
say
man.
is, what I was
But
trying
in
to say is,
reality, you don't love this man. You just want to have access to that better life. And then when you come here, you get married. 1 year, 2 years, you start finding faults unnecessary.
Yeah, but the other side of the, to be fair to the West, though, I don't know where you are. Well, basically, I do know that there is a clear difference between household income and individual income. So, for instance, if you have a guy who earns, let's say, 100,000 US dollars, right? And then the wife earns, let's say, the same amount, 100,000 US dollars. It means that the earning power for that particular household, if they come together as a team, is 200,000 US dollars, right? So when it comes to their purchasing power, ability to buy mortgages and those kind of things, those guys always get a better deal compared to individual earnings and those kind of things. Now, because people, you're just coming into the system, you do not really understand how the system works. The first thing that comes into your mind is, oh, any slight issues like this, or this can no longer work anymore, I want to go my own separate ways and blah, 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 blah. By all means, if there are sort of, let's say, domestic kind of things, which we're not allowed to mention here, by all means, you're free to go 200K before or after tax. 200K before tax, and tax, that's what I mean. So household income before tax. So a house that earns 200K is better than an individual that earns 100K. Basically, that's just what it is. And the system will support that because of the benefits you can get on your loans, mortgages you can get, and all of those kind of things. It's clear. So when you say, okay, I want to then go my separate ways, you've actually reduced your finances and those kind of things and what you can do. Now, when you flip that to the living standard, it's also going to affect your living standard because how much you earn determines where you live, right? And I don't know where you are, but where I am, basically, when you look at certain postcode, you could easily tell the sort of environment an individual is living based on the postcode. Okay, there are some postcode that are known as multiple deprived areas. So if your children are living in those sort of postcode that are regarded by the government by themselves as multiple deprived area, it means that the quality of school, for instance, so I'm going to give a clear analogy. So you have a government school that is funded, let's say in Ajegule, it's a government school. And you have the same government school that is funded, let's say in VI, right? Now, because of the caliber of people that live in Ajegule, for instance, that will determine the sort of children your children are going to mix with, basically. For instance, exactly. So that in the UK is regarded as life attainment. So the extent your children will go to or the level they will attain in life is also influenced by their immediate environment. So if you're earning very well or you have a very solid household income, technically you're going to be living in areas that are more suited for the kind of standard or for the finances that you're pulling in as individuals. But again, once you break out, you just into the system within 2 years, you've broken out already, you're already looking for council houses. And when you're going into council houses or government are giving you council houses and those kind of things, you're going to mix yourself with junkies and with people of low kind of ranking within society. So at the end of the day, because we lack this detailness or knowledge or how things are working and those kind of things, we easily jump out of what we think is bad into something that is called from fry pan to fire. So that's the other thing I think we really need to look into as a community to say, okay.
It's the same thing in the US too.
Exactly. Okay. So it's the same. Exactly. So it's the same. So that is the thing we need to look at. What exactly do we want? I think there was a research that was conducted in the US. I think early or late 2000s, where they said that children that lack fatherhood in their life are more likely to end up in social vices. For the younger girls, they are more likely to have teenage pregnancy, right? Now, if you're not deep into sciences, they also said that the boys are sort of more likely not to live long because of the reduction in a particular thing called the telomerase. So you could see that in every ramification, everybody is losing. So the society is losing, the kids are missing out, you yourself, you're going to be working extra hours just to meet up with the standard. If only you can just sort of combine your income and say, okay, let's go our own front, one single household income, and let's get this thing done with. So it's just orientation, like you mentioned, identity. We've lost ourselves as a people. You are neither Westerner or African. So what exactly are you basically? By default, you're not a Westerner, right? By default, you are African, but you're trying to do away with that African cultural values and say, okay, I want to behave like the West, but technically, you're not still a Western individual. So
But
that's
what
these things.
you know what funny thing? These Westerners that want to behave like are yearning to be like us. In reality, I've had deep conversations with a lot of them at different scenarios, environments, times. They want to be like us because they don't have an identity. Some of these people have a history of ancestral uh, disconnect because their ancestors were slaves from Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, Ethiopia, and all those places. They were slaves. And the people that brought them into slavery disconnected them from having communication back and from just having to remember where they are coming from so that they would not take over because you know that everywhere we go we take over. So they disconnected them so that they would not even remember. They changed their names. They changed their identity. So these people, when they started realizing, oh, come on, we need to go back home. We need to go back to roots. We need to go back to base. They're now trying to associate with us and disassociate themselves with that lack of identity, that not knowing where they are coming from. Because now there is the connection, reality. They're trying to live like us, and they're trying to live like them. What is going on? It's not the problem. Because
Yeah,
some of the
I'm coming.
lifestyles that they are living,
Yeah, hello.
if they had a foundation, if that root was not lost, they probably wouldn't have found themselves in such situation. But this is them doing what they know better, which is the new normal. And the new normal is what I call abnormal, because we only turned abnormal to the new normal. Reason being, we didn't know what next, we didn't know what the best thing to do. We just did what our brain was wired at that point to do, and we did it. And it became a normal. You know, that's exactly what destroyed a lot of things in this generation. Because we come in here, we have something instilled in us. So when we come in here, rather than bring that thing to the table, rather than share that knowledge, we sit back and get infiltrated. And then we start. That's why it's a lot of terrible things. Trust me, because I've tried to look into it back and forth. That's the base. That's the foundation of the problem. Our brains, our personality, our culture has been infiltrated by the things I call the abnormal. And now it has become the norm. And it's quite unfortunate. So we can also try to reverse that by the education that we give to the public and to the public, and see if things will change. Because I see that some of this generation, they are beginning to have that trace to connect to reality and beginning to understand that some of these things they are doing is not actually it. And they have been looking for a way to do that to try to understand a lot of things. You know, because when you look at, like, not even I'll say our generation and then our parents' generation, there's a big disparity, a huge one. And we are the ones, the X, are the ones who caused some of this because we threw away what we had because we felt that what we had wasn't good. And we decided to formulate something or allow the air that we breathe to bring dirt into our system. When we started, circulating that.
Yeah, but to be fair to both,
point is clean.
yeah, but to be fair to both generations anyway, it's if where we're coming from was really really good. I think vast majority of Nigerians will may likely want to live in Nigeria and not live in abroad, basically. Because I know one of my professors back then that said, I think back in the late 60s or thereabouts, he can sort of visit the UK and go back to Nigeria, just like that, without any form of visas or those kind of things. So, which clearly shows that back then, when Nigeria was working, a lot of persons were more likely to live back in Nigeria because there was no points coming abroad.
It's not even that part that you're talking about. It's just the behavioral part, the attitude part, the I think culture will be a general word for that. It's not even the environment on its own. I understand what you're saying as far as the environment is concerned, but I'm talking on the aspect of the basic trainings that we got as individuals, as humans who grew up from in a home. You understand? These are the things wherever you live, wherever you find yourself, you understand once you instill that. Some of these things that are happening today will probably not be happening to the percentage you have, wherever you are, you know. And I understand us trying to migrate, like we were, I was listening, the initial conversations as far as, somebody who wants to be back home, trying to live abroad. Sometimes what you see is not how it feels. Trust me. Sometimes what you see is not how it feels. If I'm doing well back home and living comfortably, what am I coming here to do? I can always come in here and, have a timeout with family and go back. If it's not marriage that brought me,
it's a snap job, like I've seen in the recent times as well, where people stay there and they get accepted, you know, they get offers to come work. Other than that, if you are doing well back home, I don't care how life, tough life is, you come there to throw it away. I work with somebody who was actually an assistant back home. He didn't lose his job. He's put in it. I just want to for himself. I want to start a business. And I said, he has world to do. This man left his family and his job in here. Oh my God. The day I saw how somebody was abusing him, and I took my brain back to where he was nothing. I said, just to be in the forest.
Yeah, but one could argue. Yeah, but one could argue what's the definition of well-to-do in Nigeria, for instance, because you may be earning so well, but you're just one paycheck to poverty. If, for instance, there is any major medical issue that say you need a major.
For this particular person, the reason I'm citing an example in this particular person, I did my background check on him. He was the one that is not that is telling me all this.
All right, guys. All right, guys. Let me run.
That he knows. Didn't know I know this one.
All right, guys.
Yeah, where have you been?
I've been on the live for a long time, so a lot of things.
You're still on mute.
I've been on the live for a long time, so a lot of things needed my attention. Let me run.
Okay.
Take care and God bless. I was enjoying people from the background, but I was making so many calls.
That's okay.
Take care and God bless.
Yeah.
No problem. You leaving?